We asked Mike Machine Gun Oliver earlier today about the added pressure of fighting for a title.
It's just going to be my third title. Why should I have the pressure? He the one should be with the pressure. I'm the one in shape. You know, so I've been 12 rounds. He never been 12 rounds. So the pressure's on him, not on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask everyone to please rise.
And coming up next, it'll be 12 rounds of boxing for the IBO Super Bantamweight Championship. It's vacant. Who's going to be the new world champion? Will it be Mike Oliver or Al Seeger? We'll find out coming up next.
Half of
Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut, as we are getting set now for our main event. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant IBO Super Bantamweight Championship. And here is 27-year-old Al the Quiet Storm Seeger from Savannah, Georgia. He had a brief amateur career with a little over 30 fights and made his pro debut in April of 2002. And Joe, he has been in there with some of the tough customers. In fact, he boasts a win over the former IBF featherweight champion of the world, Eric Aiken.
And the fight with Aiken, he was a heavy underdog. This kid can really fight.
We had a chance to speak with Al the Quiet Storm Seeger earlier, and we asked him about facing a southpaw.
He's got 2 hands and 2 feet just like me, and I've sparred and fought plenty of southpaws, and I feel like I have what it takes to beat him.
And now making his way to the ring is the undefeated 27-year-old southpaw, Mike Machine Gun Oliver from Hartford, Connecticut. He had a stellar amateur career, competing in over 300 fights and winning dozens of championships. He also qualified for the 2000 U.S. Olympic trials before turning professional in 2001. And Joe, for Oliver, he has been in the gym since the tender age of 2.
Yeah, the tender age of 2 is right. I'll tell you, I got a funny story for you. Watched him in a JO fight when he was only about 8, 9, 10 years old. And Johnny Duke, his old amateur trainer, used to have to actually pick him up off the stool because his feet didn't hit the canvas.
Well, we had a chance to speak with Mike Oliver earlier, and we asked him, what is your game plan?
Same game plan that I always have when I be fighting. Well, tonight is just, make him come forward and try to slip under and catch him right on the solar plex and everything. Do what I got to do.
And now for the official introductions of our main event, let's send it into the ring and our ring announcer, Bill Carpenter.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cap Yellow Promotions presents your Mohegan Sun Fight Night USA main event. Tonight's main event is conducted under the auspices of the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation, Chairman of the Mohegan Tribe, Bruce Bosom. Supervising at ringside are Michael Mazzulli and Michael Murtha. This World Championship bout is sanctioned by the IBO. Representing the IBO is Hilton Whitaker III. Here we are, we're ready to go. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBO Super Bantamweight Championship of the World. Your judges for tonight's main event, Steve Weisfeld, Larry Hazard Jr., and John McKay. The man in charge of all the action once the bell sounds is our referee, Tony Chiarantano. Introducing the blue corner first. He's wearing the light blue trunks trimmed in yellow. He weighed in at 121 3/4 pounds. His impressive professional record shows 27 wins against only 2 losses. He comes to us tonight all the way from Savannah, Georgia. He is the former IBA Super Bantamweight Champion. Introducing Al Quiet Storm Seeger. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the silver trunks with red. He tipped the scales at 121 1/2 pounds. Undefeated as a professional. 20 fights, 20 wins, 7 coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of his hometown of Hartford, Connecticut. He is the former USBO and the current USBA Super Bantamweight Champion, ranked as the #2 contender in the world by the IBF. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mike Machine Gun Oliver.
And right now, let's take a look at the matchups.
Gentlemen, good evening.
These
We received your
matchups
instructions
of
earlier.
the
We're
Quiet
boxing for the
Storm,
IBO
Al
Super
Seeger
Bantamweight
is
Championship.
5'8", the Mike Machine Gun's
Remember
5'5",
to
the
obey
height
my
advantage
commands at
going
all
to
times,
Seeger.
protect
The
yourselves at
reach
all
advantage is
times.
6-inch
Touch 'em up.
advantage
Good luck to both
to
of us. Touch
Al
'em up.
Seeger. The age difference, no age difference. These guys are both 27 years old. This is going to be a tremendous, tremendous fight, Tom. I can't wait to see it happen.
Well, the stage has been set, and we are ready now. Scheduled for 12 rounds. There's the bell.
Al Seeger trying to establish his jab as this fight starts. One thing about any fighter that fights Mike Oliver, Tom, you can't wait on Mike Oliver. He throws punches so fast, you have to punch with him. A guy with the hand speed of Mike Oliver, you can't wait till he's done because he's out of there.
Mike Oliver said he was going to come out and try and get things started early, utilize his hand speed.
You know, Mike Oliver's probably the fastest guy in any division, not just this division. His hand speed is tremendous, and he puts his combinations together unbelievable. He throws 3-4 right hooks in a row, comes up the middle with triple uppercuts. He does so many things that's so unorthodox, but they work for him because his hand speed is so tremendous. Like that there, he jumped forward with a double lead left hand. How many guys you see, Tom, can throw a double left hand, coming forward, step over, and then hit him with a hook?
Well, many boxing insiders claim he has the fastest hands in all of boxing.
I don't think there's really any doubt about that. I really don't. I think that Mike Oliver has all the tools to become a world champion. He has to get by a tough Al Seeger tonight.
In Oliver's corner is his trainer, former world title challenger, John Scully. He said he's very pleased with the progress of Oliver.
Well, John Scully, though, was quite an accomplished amateur as well as a pro. Fought Henry Mosky over in Germany for the IBF Light Heavyweight Championship. Has a stable now, probably one of the best upcoming trainers, not only in the country, in the world. Right now they're feeling each other out, Tom. I mean, Al Seeger's trying to establish that jab, and he has a good one. Mike coming forward doesn't jab enough, and when he does get inside, he lets his hands go. Well, I'd like to see Mike jab more. He tries to hook a lot. He's got a tremendously fast left. Again, he throws a double left hand, backs him up, and throws a double right hook. I mean, how many guys can get these punches off without being counted? It's amazing his hand speed in the young Mike Oliver. Then he spins him and turns him.
Separating the two, that's Tony Cerentano.
If you're not hearing Tony Cerentano's instructions in there, it's because he's not Mike for this fight. It's an option in the Mohegan Sun tribe and the commission here, and he chose not to be Mike for this fight. What is
separating the two?
What his reasoning is for that, I don't know.
Well, round number one comes to a close. It's scheduled for 12. We welcome you back, as right now we're going to take you to a replay.
Now here's Mike Oliver doing what he has to do. He comes forward, he throws that beautiful right hook over the top of the guard of Al Seeger, and then again a double left hand, another right hand. I mean, he just throws so many unorthodox punches from so many different angles. He's hard to defend against, and Al Seeger has to come out and he has to stay busy and aggressive.
Round number two. That's Oliver in the silver with red, Al Seeger in the blue.
Tom, both guys, I think, somewhat established what they have to do to win this fight. Mike, combination punching, and Al Seeger has to come forward and be aggressive and rough up Mike Oliver on the inside. And I think both guys, to somewhat, have done that in the first round.
I also noticed, Joe, the different colored gloves. Is there a reason behind that?
Well, sometimes you see fights that are. This one, no, they're the same weight glove, and they're both everlast. Sometimes you'll see a guy wear a pair of Grant gloves, another guy wearing a Scalito Reyes glove, which is renowned to be a puncher's glove. Everlast is probably the best glove out there for protection of the prize fighters.
Jabbing away to the body there is Seeger.
Yeah, Al Seeger seems to have a plan in this fight, and that's to go upstairs and spin Mike Oliver around. And he's somewhat effective in it right now. Mike Oliver has to get his hand speed going. Mike likes to get underneath stuff, and then he likes to go to work. Mike never throws 1, 2, 3 punches at a time. He throws multiple combinations with tremendous hand speed, and he has to do that this evening. Al Seeger fighting with his hands down and throws a straight right hand that connects to Mike Oliver. And the battle's going to be won. The subtle battles are going to be won in this fight. And Mike Oliver right now has to win the battle of his right foot staying on the outside of Al Seeger's right foot, and on the left foot, excuse me. And he is doing that somewhat. But he's not throwing his jab enough.
Again, the referee having to separate the two. Jabbing away is Seeger.
Seeger has a nice jab. You know, and a lot of people say you really can't hit a southpaw with the jab. It works for him. It's working for him right now.
And Joe, I believe it looks as though Oliver's eye might be starting to shut.
Well, there was an early clash of heads early in that first round. That would be a problem, but he has a great corner over there, so I'm not anticipating that being too much of a problem. He does seem to have a little mouse under his eye. Look at Al Seeger's catching Mike Oliver with the right hand behind the jab. And, you know, the old adage in boxing is what you got to do to effectively hit a southpaw is throw the straight right hand down the pipe and come back with the looping left hook. And he seems to be going on that school of thought and that train of thought. And now Al Seeger is trying to put his left foot outside of Mike Oliver's right foot. And that is an effective way to fight a southpaw.
And we come now to the final seconds of round number 2.
Oh, a beautiful counterpunch coming in by Mike Oliver with another left hand. A tremendous exchange.
half a volume.
Mike Oliver right now is having a end swell induced on his eye right now by his cutting hand. And it seems to me that the eye is swelling. And that may become a problem later on in this fight.
As let's take a look at some of the action here.
That was a beautiful counter right hook by Oliver. And then he slips under one and comes back with another left hand. Tremendous combination being administered by both fighters.
We take you now into round number 3, scheduled for 12 rounds. And Joe, how did you see the first 2 rounds of action?
I would have to go with Mike Oliver slightly ahead in this fight, but Al Seeger very, very competitive. Mike now is trying to become the counterpuncher, which I don't know this early in the fight if that will be what he wants to do. I think Mike Oliver's got to continue to throw rapid-fire combinations like he's so effective at. I don't think he wants to wait and counterpunch Al Seeger, because Al Seeger, very deceiving with his hand speed. He has fast hands himself. As he alluded to in our post-fight meeting, he believes his hand speed is fast when he throws his punches in combination, and he's showing that tonight.
And both fighters colliding there. It looks like they might have bumped heads.
Al Seeger got the better of that. A beautiful straight left hand by Mike Oliver. A beautiful 1-2 by Al Seeger. I think Mike got to stop thinking one punch, and he's got to stop putting his punches together. I'm sure John Scully will be telling him that between rounds. He's fighting with the high defense, and he's waiting for Al Seeger to throw his combinations to counterpunch. I don't really think early on in this fight, if he tires Seeger late, he really should start working for the body. Al Seeger is very effective slipping underneath Mike Oliver's punches early on in this fight, Tom.
And landing some nice jabs.
Again, I think Mike, for one punch at a time, I think he's very capable of throwing multiple combinations, and he's so smooth when he does it. And I know he's warming up into this fight, and he will do just that. And then he goes there with a beautiful 5-punch combination.
Another thing to note is Oliver did say he's been working on switching up from southpaw, so it will be interesting to see if he utilizes that here tonight.
You know, I'm a firm believer in an adage when I train fighters that, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think Mike's a sensational southpaw. In this fight of this caliber, with a guy of this caliber, I wouldn't be looking to change any of the things that got me here. You know, got into the dance, stay with it. You know, what Al Seeger does, though, he's throwing that looping, as you can see, he's throwing that looping left hook and that straight right hand. And he's getting some dividends off it, as he did just there. Mike's starting to slip underneath the right hand. What he has to do as this fight progresses, it's a tremendous fight, Tom.
Certainly a very competitive fight thus far. Hope you're enjoying it. Tom Schreiber and Joe Lake with you ringside at the Mohegan Sun Arena.
I mean, these are some of the best fighters in their weight division in the world. I mean, super bantamweights, you don't really find much better than these two guys right here. And it's a tribute to both of them that they actually come in and they're willing to fight each other.
As we come now to the end of a round, we'll be back with more.
Let's go, Mike. Take it to him.
You see the colliding of heads.
Yeah, the colliding of the top of Mike's head with the chin of Al Seeger.
We move now to round number 4. This scheduled for 12 for the vacant IBO Super Bantamweight Championship of the World. Mike Machine Gun Oliver in the silver with red. Al Seeger in the blue.
And here's Al Seeger trying to establish his jab again, even as he's going backwards, coming forward, going backwards.
Left hand there landing for Oliver.
You know, I always told people that we're going to fight Mike Oliver. You can't beat him with your hands down. And Al Seeger, if he keeps his hands down right now, he's really going to start getting into a combination. Because Mike is just a rapid-fire combination puncher. But there is some swelling around that right eye of Mike Oliver, and it may be giving him trouble later on in this fight. And he's not doing the right thing now by blowing his nose, because that's going to add to the swelling in his eyes. His corner will be telling him that, I'm sure. He has a very, very good cut man in Dave Tenney in his corner tonight, and he's a disciple of the great Al Gavin, and it's good that he has him in there tonight because he may very well need him. Neither guy worse for wear outside that swelling on over Mike's eye and under it. Other than that, they've hit each other with a lot of combinations, and there's no Al Seeger's not any worse for the wear right now.
And Joe, has Mike Oliver had a history of any swelling or cuts at this point in his career yet?
No, quite the opposite. I mean, maybe there was a clash of heads early on that we didn't see. We did see one from the top of Mike Oliver's head to the chin. Look at those combinations. Mike just slides back a little bit and throws 5 right hooks. I mean, there ain't a lot of guys in this game that can do that.
Certainly has blazing hand speed.
You know, and watching some of Al Seeger's fights, you know, he learned a lot from that Daniel Ponce-De fight. He's not getting rattled. He's getting hit with the straight left hand more. Mike's getting to him more, and he's still sticking with his game plan, which proves to me he's become a seasoned pro. Again, Mike's looking for that home run ball with that right hook. He's looking to put combinations together. Al Seeger, again, none the worse for wear, and they're going to slight clash of heads there. And, you know, you're going to have those clashes of heads, Tom, with a southpaw fighting a right-hander. It's just natural, as they're coming forward, that their heads are going to clash.
Certainly is. And are you surprised at how often the fighters are tying up here?
I am to a limited degree, but Mike likes to fight inside. You know, Al Seeger's a long-arm kid. I don't think he really wants to fight on the inside as much as Mike is. Mike likes to throw those rapid-fire combinations on the inside. He's a master of tying up one hand and letting the other hand go.
Seeger continuing to jab away. Oliver now missing as we come to the end of round number 4. This one's scheduled for 12. Stay with it. Back into the corner of Oliver as they're tending to that right eye. And we're going to take a look now at some action from round number 4.
Here's Mike Oliver with 5 quick right hooks. I mean, the hand speed is amazing. And Dave Tenney has got his work cut out for him on Mike Oliver's eye. He's doing a sensational job. But he is going to be he's going to be worth his dollars tonight.
Certainly a good test so far for Mike Oliver. Al Seeger's been in there with current and former world champions.
You know, you can't stress enough the championship corner that you bring to a fight with you, and John Scully certainly has that with Dave Kenny and himself. They're a great corner, they work good together, and you need that for your fighter to move to the next belt level. Mike Oliver's being very effective with that leaping right hook that he's throwing right now. There's a little lull in the action. They're kind of feinting each other in front of each other. Not much action so far in this round 5. Maybe they're both taking a little round off because they've been working at a very good pace into this fight. Mike now looking to counter as he backs up with that right hook. Oh, a nice left hook. A nice left hook by Al Seeger. Mike should be going to the taller guy's body. There he goes there. This is as I said it.
Looked a bit low, but
on the belt line, maybe the pants
near the belt line.
And Al Seeger trying to return the favor.
The referee right now warning Seeger.
You know, in these type of fights with these high caliber guys, they got to return those favors right away. Al Seeger's starting to do a little body work on his own. John Scully from this corner yelling, work the body, Mike, and I think that's great advice. That jab is really effective from Al Seeger.
Are you surprised by that?
I am surprised by it, because Mike really doesn't get hit with long punches. He got hit with it again. And I think later on in this fight, he's got to make sure he slips the right hand. It's going to be coming in behind it. Because Al Seeger's been touching him with that jab. You know he just tried there. You know he's going to be working to throw that right hand right behind it and come back with the left hook.
Al Seeger, 5'8" to Mike Oliver's 5'5". As a low blow here, causing Seeger to take a knee and take a moment to regroup himself. And let's take a look at the replay.
Oh, yeah, there it was. Yeah. It was clearly low. It was clearly low. Not on the cup line, right on the cup itself. He has up to 5 minutes. Al Seeger's credit, he's right back in there. He wants to go right back at this. Mike, doing a smart thing, went right back after the pin of the belly after that body shot. He figured he hit him low. Now let me go to the belly button a few times. Mike getting inside, but not seeming to be too effective early on in this fight in round 5.
And we come to the final seconds of round number 5. We'll be back to the Mohegan Sun Arena. Hooks from Seeger.
Throws the right, then throws his left hook. Tries to hit him with the right, he misses and comes back with the hook. Now he's tying him up inside. Round
number 6, scheduled for 12.
We're halfway through this title fight, and Mike is now bouncing on his toes. Look, you know when Mike starts to bounce, you know he's going to be throwing multi-combinations. He switched right there. Didn't throw a lot of combinations, but he did switch. Now Mike's staying close to him.
Oliver ranked number 2 right now by the IBF. Knows the importance of a win here tonight.
Well, I think if he wins this fight tonight, there'd be a big unification fight down the road with Molita, the current IBF champion. But Al Seeger's no walk in the park tonight.
Certainly a great test here tonight for the undefeated Mike Oliver. Seeger, who actually, Joe, collapsed in the ring before in a fight.
Yeah, he was telling us about that at the in the press room. And it's funny that many years ago, the great Ray Robinson, fighting for the light heavyweight championship against Slapsy Maxie Rosenberg, in the 8th round, the referee was carried out in a stretcher from heat exhaustion, and in the 14th round, they carried Ray Robinson from heat exhaustion. So it's not the first time.
No.
Al Seeger's in good company.
And some rapid body shots by Oliver.
Mike's doing what Johnny Scully's telling him to do, and that's finish his combination to the body. And he seems to be doing that, and I think he's bending Al Seeger down with those shots, bringing him down to his height. You know, when you work the body, you want to break a guy down, get him down to your height, and then start working straight combination. Another beautiful left hand to the body.
And it looked to have make Seeger take a step back there for a moment.
Well, it's not a step because, again, your southpaw right hand, you're stepping on each other's lead foot a lot, and that's what happened there. Mike's really looking to pay dividends on that body early, and that's a good strategy. Fighting a tall, rangy kid like Al Seeger. Oh, a beautiful counter right hand. Counter right hand. And they clashed heads again. Again, you're going to have that. Mike tends to put his head down as he comes forward anyway. The height advantage going to Al Seeger. It's not a head advantage, though, when it comes to that.
As the weather continues to fly here towards the end of round number 6. We'll be back with more. We welcome you back into the corner of Mike Oliver, and we're going to take a look at some body shots here, Joe.
Well, here they go. He's coming up the middle with those body shots. And I'm telling you, they're paying dividends. They're going to pay dividends. Another one, a left hand right to the pit of the stomach, another one to the chest. There it is again, and he finishes upstairs.
Round number 7, scheduled for 12. This is for the vacant IBO Super Bantamweight Championship of the World. Mike Oliver in the silver with red, Al Seeger in the blue trunks.
Tom, I see subtle changes in this fight, and I see Mike. Mike doesn't do anything that looks so drastic, but subtle changes he's making in this fight. He's starting to.
And a right hand lands.
As I was saying, he's starting to take this fight over. He just did.
And now really going to work is Mike Oliver.
Another right hook. Mike has found a hole for that right hook lunging forward. Again, I said earlier in this fight, no one's going to be able to fend off Mike Oliver with his hands down by his waist. Just too much hand speed.
And a left hand. Mike Oliver looking very impressive here in the early part of round number 7.
Mike Oliver starting to take control of this fight, Tom. The subtleties are now becoming very profound. He's starting to walk forward, throwing that hook, double hook, body and head, and sticking the straight left hand right down the pipe. And he's starting to be very effective against Al, the quiet storm, Seeger.
And through 6, Joe, how do you have this one scored?
I got it scored, I'd say it's 4-2, Mike Oliver. Al Seeger established his jab early on in the fight, but he went away from that. I think a lot of the reason why he went away from it is because he's getting hit with those vicious body shots. Mike has such a tremendous hook to the head, that upstairs, downstairs. Al Seeger keeping his left hand so low, he's going to get hit with that punch all night. Al Seeger with a nice straight left hand in the jab, another right hand going at him. Seeger is not discouraged, Tom, by no means at all.
Certainly came to fight here tonight against Mike Oliver.
Both these guys, Tom, know what a world championship means, and they know what it means to the persons that they're going to achieve after these fights, and the marquee ability that's going to get them to the big show. And the big money comes in the big show.
And Oliver walking into a left hand there.
Nice shot left hook by Al Seeger. Try to hit him with the right behind it.
As he goes back to utilizing that jab.
Al Seeger's right eye starting to swell a little bit as well. Both corners have their work cut out for them because both guys are landing.
And we come now to the final seconds of round.
Oh, beautiful shot.
Number 7, scheduled for 12. Let's take you into the corner of Oliver as his trainer, John Scully, talks with him.
You hear me? Mike, don't let this kid beat you. Don't let him out-box you. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Keep that pressure.
John Scully telling me that's the rounds he needs. He needs those kind of rounds. And John's right. He
That's
absolutely.
the only way that we win.